why would you spoil that? Just let people be surprised. I feel like that's not really a thing anymore, especially when it comes to TV shows, because obviously you have to get people to watch every week. So if there's something surprising or something new, they have to spoil it. Welcome back to our weekly reviews of Peacemaker Season 2. We're now up to episode 4, which means that we are halfway through this season. And boy, oh boy, a lot has gone down, hasn't it? Our poor Peacemaker. He's just trying his best and everything's going wrong. Like last week's episode, this week's episode is a little bit more action focused. Now, these are spoiler free. We won't go into any of the big twists and turns. We do have spoilery reviews over on filmstories.co.uk going out to every Friday. So if you do like your reviews spoilery, head over there. But other than that, these will be spoiler free. Okay, you're still here? This episode doesn't start with Peacemaker, but starts with the Argus guys. So specifically John Economos and Judo Master. Judo Master's back. It's really weird that they spoiled that in a trailer. Like, why would you spoil that? Just let people be surprised. I feel like that's not really a thing anymore, especially when it comes to TV shows, because obviously you have to get people to watch every week. So if there's something surprising or something new, they have to spoil it because you want people to come back next week. Even though in this case, Judo Master came back technically last week. But still, like, yeah, why would you ruin that in a trailer? I get that then people will want to come and watch, oh, how did he come back? Why is he here? You're playing it so safe. I want to be surprised when I watch these things. But I suppose that's some kind of business sense that I just don't have. Anyway, before we get into all of that, actually, before we get into the opening credits of the episode, we get a flashback to 35 years ago when our Peacemaker was only a child with his brother. His brother's still alive. And his dad, they are hunting imps. So that's a completely normal thing to do, like a family activity. Like, who wants to go to the park or get a Happy Meal when you could be imp hunting? I mean, actually, that sounds kind of cool. I kind of regret that I didn't have any imp hunting in my youth. I'm going to have to bring that up with my mum. What happened there? Anyway, so the first flashback there lets us know how they came to have that portal thing. So it's like kind of like a little purse that you can carry around, and you open it and then it makes the door into the space between the universes, and you've got all the other doors and whatnot. They literally just find it in the middle of the woods, which is just, again, when I go for a little walk in nature, I never find anything like that. Usually I just step in some dog poop or something. So I wish I had something like that. But after the opening credits, then we really get to the good stuff. So the Argus fellas are going to be attacking Peacemaker's house in order to take him in, get Eagly, kill Eagly. Poor Eagly this season. We'll come back to Eagly in a minute. But thankfully, Peacemaker gets out and he's on the run. He's officially now on the run. And we get a bit more of that action here, like I already said. They have this big... It's not even an action scene, really, because they just can't go to the empty house. But Judo Master follows Peacemaker, and you get this really cool fight scene between them two, which is, it's very welcome. You had that big action sequence in the last episode, which was very welcome, and I like this one as well. There is still a bit of a issue with the balance of all the different tones here, because Tim Meadows, for example, he plays Flurry. Great actor. He's one of those actors that every time you see him, when he pops up in a project somewhere, You're so glad to see him. You're like, it's that guy. Love him. And he's very good here. But the material given to him isn't particularly good. That character's just a bit too out there. But he's only the comedic relief, really. It's not very funny. It's just not working for me personally. I wish that there was a bit more depth to that character. We saw a little bit of a different side to him. Especially because this season has really been a lot more serious otherwise. There's been a lot of sort of deeper themes. And then you have scenes with Michael Rooker eating bird poop and analysing it. Like, that balance is still a little bit off for me. I don't know about you. I mean, let us know in the comments if it's working for you or if it isn't. Because for me, I'm sort of on the edge. The stuff that I love, I really love. And then the stuff that isn't quite working for me, just really isn't working for me. And I can't quite decide which one is stronger. I think I really love this season. I think I can overlook the stuff that I don't like. But I don't know. I suppose it depends what happens kind of next, where this season goes overall, and where we kind of end up, I suppose. But yeah, I'm still a bit torn. But what really does work for me this season are the relationships. For example, Adebayo and Peacemaker. There's just something about their friendship that's so sweet. Like, they're always there for each other. And also, like, Adebayo just very much tells him how things are. And just keeps telling him that they're there for him and they are his family and he belongs here with them. Because Peacemaker eventually ends up telling her about the other universe and everything that's happened. The fact that he killed himself. That's still quite a thing to say, isn't it? You know, imagine telling your best friends, like, oh, yeah, I encountered another me from another universe and I killed him. Oops. But yeah, Adebayo's always there for him. And I think there's something just really sweet about that. And I don't know, we rarely see that somehow on this level in shows like this. I think superhero shows are quite difficult, I think, to pull off in general, especially when they are only, this like 6 or 8 episodes. That's not a whole lot of time to craft those relationships. I know this is now season 2, so the groundwork is already there very much. And you don't have to, start again. But even still, I quite like that. How do I put it? This doesn't assume that you know, and this doesn't assume that you understand their relationships. I feel like what's really good about James Gunn's writing is just how much he puts into writing those close relationships and how he keeps kind of putting effort and time into those, and I really appreciate it. But the problem with his writing is that for every scene like that, you then do have really stupid jokes and like slight misogyny, I'd say. There was a scene in, I think it was episode 2, where Flurry was like, oh, I had 2 ladies sucking my male appendage, but just, not put as nicely. But yeah, things like that, I appreciate that he's still really much bringing, the comedy to it. That's great. We like that. But I just wish that it wasn't quite so... Ugh. I'm not saying that everything has to be super sophisticated and clever, but just the balance has to be there. And I feel like Peacemaker season 2 is still looking for that balance. Not quite there yet, but maybe we'll get there. Thankfully, I think John Cena is still excellent. Absolutely excellent. This episode also has some really cool CGI when the portal gets moved. I won't say anymore. I don't want to ruin anything. But there's some really cool CGI. There's a lot of slow-mo in this episode, which I welcome. I love a bit of slow-mo. Why not? But, Also, this isn't a criticism for this episode specifically, but just this season, because it only kind of I only kind of thought about it this episode. Vigilante has had absolutely bugger all to do. What's going on? Freddie Stroma is so good. And I was kind of hoping, you're kind of waiting for him to get to do something. And he still hasn't done anything. What's going on? Freddie Stroma is so good. He would make a great Deadpool. And this is something that keeps coming up, I think, on social media. And it definitely gets said in my household quite a bit. He would be a great Deadpool if Ryan Reynolds just can't be asked anymore. But he's got nothing to do. Bless him. Absolutely nothing this season. There was that really fun bit in episode 2 where Peacemaker calls him in to help get rid of the body, and Vigilante's really annoyed that he's had a cocaine orgy without him. Like that's the right kind of humor for me. Like there's a sweetness to it, even though you're still talking about a cocaine orgy. But yeah, I just want more of that kind of stuff. And I'm hoping that the second half of this season will find that balance and kind of keep to that balance. But I suppose we'll find out. We'd love to know what you think of Peacemaker Season 2 so far, so please leave us a comment letting us know. And since you're here, you might as well subscribe. We'll be doing these weekly. We've also got loads of interviews on our channel. We've got the Film Stories podcast, loads of behind the scenes stories of all your favourite films, spoiler chats, anything you could imagine, really. We're just always here, really. So please do subscribe, and I'll see you again next week. Bye!